Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Thursday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early. It's 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Yeah, I got a big smile today. Like I always say, I can't hide my emotions. I don't know what other word to describe me the last 2 days other than giddy. Just giddy. Watching Trump supporters and Trumper politicians having a complete meltdown. Some of the stuff that I've read, I'll try to put the links down below. There was interviews with some of the Trump supporters in front of Mar-a-Lago, and there was this one interview with this older couple that had a Trump flag, one of the ones that I always talk about, you know, Rambo Trump with his big pecs and everything, the homoerotic flag, and they had it connected to a baseball bat because, and this is in their own words, they were worried that they were going to get jumped by Antifa, and they wanted to make sure that they could protect themselves. You know, and these people actually believe this. They still think they still think the deep state and the swamp and you know, it's unbelievable. And the same couple talked about this. The woman portion of the same couple talked about how when she heard that Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate was a search warrant was served, she cried all morning. I can't. It's just the ridiculousness of it is just unbelievable. That it would affect her so much that somebody's palatial estate, a billionaire's who owns how many golf courses, is because his safe was opened and the FBI raided his house. It just she almost had a breakdown. I love it, man. I am. Then there's what's his name, Steven Crowder. This is war. Get good sleep tonight. This is war. Let me. I don't talk about this guy often. There's my old landlord, their son, who called himself the Lord of the Land. He would always collect the seriously, that's what he called himself, when he would collect the rent from me. And he's a fan of this Steven Crowder, and I always kept my mouth zipped when he would espouse his Trump-loving nonsense. And watching Steven Crowder was one of his heroes. Watching this, and then there's Republican politicians that are just shocked and amazed that a sitting member of Congress could have their phone taken. Like they're above the law. You know, they cannot be investigated. God forbid. You know, they said this. You know, they're in complete amazement. I forgot which what his name was. Congressman that got his phone taken by the FBI, and they're amazed this could happen to a sitting member of Congress. I am in heaven, man. I am enjoying every minute of it. And on top of that, like I said in yesterday's video, I'm actually I didn't know what was happening. I was getting all these notifications from YouTube, and apparently, as near as I could figure out, seriously, it's subsided now. But yesterday and the day before, especially the day before, Monday, I think it was Monday night, my notifications were just going off constantly. I was getting comments on YouTube, and I couldn't find any comments or anything on my newest videos. Once the analytics came in 24 hours later, every single video that had Trump in the title, you know, or anything derogatory that I had put in the title about Trump, had like an extra 10, 15 comments from Trump supporters. They must have just searched for Donald Trump, and my video popped up somewhere. And I freak, like I said, a view's a view, man. When I hear that notification, it's just a cash register. Ching, ching. So you can say whatever you want in the comments, as long as you say it. Anyway, what I want to talk about today. Okay. So I usually relate stuff to my past drug addiction. You know, like Bo the Fifth Column. He's a Southern journalist. You know, he uses his experience, his look to his advantage. With me, my biggest success is 15 plus, almost going on 16 years of recovering from a complete drug addict, and I take away a lot of that, a lot of the experience that I had. That's what I want to talk about today. You've probably seen this on Cops, and I did this myself. When I got pulled over, or you see, if you ever watch Cops, the show Cops, and you see him get pulled over, and the police will ask, "Is there anything I should know about in your car? Any drugs or anything?" You know, I gotta watch what I say here, but anything else? And guilty people, especially addicts, who are a little rattled to begin with. I was, you know, you're not thinking clearly. Your heart's pounding. You know, even 5 years after I was clean, it's even today I still get nervous around cops. What I would always say is when they ask that question, well, not to my knowledge. I don't think there's anything in there. That's what I would actually say, because I never knew. I would always assume that there was something in there, so I'd set it up like, well, I don't know if there's something's found, which it probably will be. I don't know anything about it, you know, and I kind of set it up like that. It's a subconscious thing that you can't help saying. You'll see it over and over again on Cops, and I did it before a bunch of times. And I'm sure as soon as cops hear that, like today, the car I've had, I have never ever used. I've had it for 9 years. I've been clean and sober for 16. So I know what's in that car. I know who's been in that car. If a policeman asked me today, is there anything illegal in this car? I'd say, hell no. Hell no. I'll bet my bank account on it. There's nothing illegal in that car. You know, so why am I saying this? Because Donald Trump, he's setting this up already. I'll put the screenshot on my thumbnail. I think this is a tweet from just Wednesday. Donald Trump, not a tweet, from his social media platform, Truth. That's kind of hilarious, but he sets it up like this. He's already going the FBI might have planted evidence route. He talks about how the FBI didn't want anybody to watch. It didn't want any lawyers or anyone to watch. And some people that, I'll have the article down below, comments on this, is that this isn't the FBI's first rodeo. They know people will say this, so they always film the entire thing from all angles. So there's no, you know, going in and everything. And anyway, he's already done this. He's already set it up. It's that guilty mindset again. He's already got an avenue to go down when they say, well, look, this is what we found. You know, it's been reported that he's been in talks with the Department of Justice already, because they know he bragged to people at Mar-a-Lago, showing them stuff he took from the White House. Oh, and then there's the whole angle of the mole or the rat or the person who flipped, Jared Kushner. Anyway, so there's so much I could talk about here, but he's setting it up so that you know, when they do announce what they found, that it must have been planted. You know, Fox News is already talking about this. He did this with the election too. Like a year before the 2020 election, he already started bringing up this stuff about it's going to be rigged. You know, if I lose, it's going to be rigged. If I win, it was totally fair. You know, in other words, I can't lose. You know, America, of course, you know, I am the presumed winner, of course. Yeah, this goes along with the Trump supporters who just see these signs, these Trump supporter signs, and they assume that everybody in America is a Trump supporter. They're not, believe me. So anyway, he's already setting this up, that the evidence must have been planted, just like he did with the rigged election thing. You know, if I lose the election, it must have been rigged. If they find something, it must have been planted. It's the guilty conscience, man. I had it when I was an addict. All right, there's so much I could talk about. I'm sorry if I babbled a little bit, but I'm just so happy these last 2 days. I'm ecstatic, giddy. All right, you guys, I'll be back later with another video. I got plenty to talk about. You guys have a great Thursday.